Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. So in our last video we coded a Python script which takes two integer values and it gives us the quotient and remainder. For this, for calculating quotient and remainder, we used the subtraction method. So yesterday I was trying to do the same thing with Rust, but I struggled a lot when I had to handle the error because suppose if we try to take two inputs from the users and the user deliberately or unknowingly inputs some string which cannot be converted into the uh, integer values, then Rust program it panics. In Rust program, when a error occurs, it's called panic. That means Rust program panics. So how do we handle errors in Rust? So in JavaScript or in Python you can just use try, catch, try, except, these kinds of uh, inbuilt functions, but in Rust it's a little bit different. So I'm also not that much proficient in Rust because Rust is itself is a very new language, and I'm also just practicing Rust. So this is the last program that I coded in Python, and this is very simple. It just takes some two inputs and converts them into integer, then it calculates the quotient and remainder according to that by subtraction method, and that gives it back. Okay, so let's try to do the same thing using the Rust. Okay, so let me create a new project. First I will delete the existing one. Okay, I want to do it completely, so I used shift plus delete, because you may think that why I did not use the command line to delete the folder, because it sometimes does not clearly removes the directory in, especially in Windows. All the Yes, I can use the del command of Windows, but sometimes I use Explorer also. Okay, so let's create a new Rust project. For this I will use cargo new command. Cargo is a package manager for Rust. Maybe if you use Rust, then you are familiar with this. So again a new folder is created, and inside that, if I just use ls command, so only a source file, some source, what is it, yes, this is a source directory, and inside that there is a main file. Okay, so inside main file there's not much. Okay, so now I'm in project folder. So if I just run cargo run, then this program will be built, and now you can see few new files and folders are created, and when I implemented the cargo run command, the hello world is displayed in the screen. Okay, so maybe you are already familiar with this, so let's move to start coding our program. So I will just remove everything. Okay, so I will use standard input output function, then I will create a function. It will be the main function, then I will create a mutable variable. Okay, then actually to create a mutable variables in Rust, you have to use the mute keyword. Then what I will do, it will be a string value, so I have to give it a string value, define it as a new string instance. Okay, then Then I will try to take input from the user. Let it be dividend. So I want to display a message as a dividend in the screen. Then I will take input from the standard input. Then something happened which should have not happened. Okay, again I'm trying. Starting 10. My autocomplete is sometimes interfering with my typing, so I should not use read line. Then I have to assign the value to the variable which I have defined earlier. This is x. Okay, now again I will change another dot command and I will expect for a error. So if any error occurs, I will say failed to read the input. Okay, this should happen, so everything goes well. I will just print a line and I will print x. Okay, I think everything should go fine, so let's run it. Okay, I can run inside my editor also. Okay, it's asking for dividend, so it's not working nicely. So I will open my terminal in split view and then I will navigate to program, then rust, then divide. I will try to run the program here. Okay, what just happened? Maybe I haven't saved the program. Okay, wait, let me check it. Okay, now let me run it. It's just happening. Let mute equals to x string new print line student read line expect. Oh, I got it. For some of the reason I have to read here print line, then only it works. I have to debug it why it happens. Okay, so now it's asking for dividend. Yes, now this is a string value, so I have to try to, first of all I will just manage these things. Okay, now it's okay. Now instead of just printing, I will try to parse them in integer. Okay, so I want to create a new variable and I will assign this variable a new value which will be the parsed value from the input, and it is supposed to be a string. So let's just find out what we have for parsing. Rust parse input string to integer. Let's move to the official document. Yes, string parse. So this is what I was looking for. So basic use, let for first process is I have to assign the type on which I want to convert the input value. Then I have to provide the input value and then dot method with parse micro. I don't know, it is called micro or method. Okay, then I have to unwrap the value out of it, but there is another method also. So in this method, this variable is expected to receive a value which will be always a u32 value. Okay, but here this can be anything. It can be either u32 or a error value, because in Rust you have a different data type, like Rust result data type, result type. Okay, so either it will give a okay value with some value, okay, with some value, or it will be a error type with a error message. Okay, so this is a kind of result type. We are supposed to get some value which will be either a okay message with okay type with some value, and we have to unwrap the data from there, or it will be a error message. Okay, so if it fails to pass, see here you can see it will provide a error message. Okay, so how we catch this error, how we produce it. Okay, so if we do not parse the value correctly, or we do not catch the value correctly, wait, let me parse it at first. Now if I try to assign it like this, then what I have to do, I have to parse the, before passing I have to trim it, because extra characters and extra spaces or trailing spaces or spaces before input, all the spaces, extra spaces will be trimmed, they will be removed. Then we have to parse it, then I have to unwrap it. Okay, then I will try to print it. Okay, now if I try to print it, print the value, just showing some message. Okay, the message is gone because earlier I was not using the m, now I'm using the m. So it's asking per dividend. If I'm providing that integer value which can be converted into this integer, there is no error. So again if I run and if I provide some string value, not panicking, so very nasty error message is displayed. So I have to handle this, I want to handle it. So how should I do it? Okay, so if I go by this method, like this one, then definitely it is supposed to get either of two values. Either it will receive the okay value, okay type of value with a value, or it will have a error type with a error message. So let's do it this way. Okay, so instead of writing here, so what I will do, I will put it here and put my data type here. So posh, I think it's okay now. Yes, okay, now it's saying that it cannot print both of the data type, so I just have to put colon symbol and question mark. So this is used for debugging print. Okay, let me clear it. So if I run it again and I provide 25, so it's giving me a value, okay, value with 25. So if I again give it some string value, so it's giving an error message, and I have to catch this message and I have to work accordingly. So if I there's a method with the result type. So because m in line number 11, m is supposed to have either of two values. Either it will receive OK value. If it is OK, then there is no error, or it will have a error value. If it is a error value, then this line should print true. So let's check it. So if we provide 25, it's providing false because there is no error. If we provide some string value, it's giving us true value. That means if there is an error, then we do not have to do any operation. If there is no error, then we have to do the operation. Okay, so how should we do it? So let's just create a new variable also. Let mute y. So I'm creating a new variable also, so I will repeat the same message again. So this time I will take the divider and I will store this value into the y. Then I will create a new variable, and value of y will be passed into it. Okay, so if is okay and is okay, then only we should enter this block. Else if any of them has a error value, then what we will do, we will print a message like this. Print is not going to work. Print line valid input only positive, just accepted. That's it. Okay, so let's try it one time. Okay, if both are okay, then I have to unwrap them. Unwrap into, I think it should work. Yes, with unwrap I'm just taking the value as a reference. Wait, let me unwrap them here. Let dividend equals to m dot unwrap. Yes, no error message. So let's try it. So if I run it, it's asking for a value 56, another value, and so giving the multiplications. Okay, so now if I run it again, invalid input. If I run again, give one correct value, one wrong value, invalid input. That's good. That's what I wanted, and that's the way we can handle the error messages in Rust. Okay, so now we can just make a while loop, and we can achieve what we did in our last example. So I'm creating a quotient here, QUOT and T quotient, and initialize it with 0, and let mute remainder, because I have to assign them as mutable. I have to define them as mutable value because both of their values will be keep changing. Okay, quotient will change. Yes, definitely it will change. Now I don't need this. Now I need a while loop. While dividend is greater than or equals to how much? Divider. Then what should we do? We should keep so quotient plus 1 dividend minus divider. Remainder equals to dividend. Remainder equals to new dividend. Okay. Now here a message should be printed, print line. I think yes, all the messages goes away. I hope everything works fine. So let me give 60 and 10. It should give quotient as 6 and remainder as 0. No error whatsoever. So if I give any valid input again, so if I give 56 and 5, it should return 11 and remainder 1. Yes, everything is okay. Now can we do one more thing? Let's see. Will this work? I'm not sure. 60 10. Yes, it's working fine. Is this okay? Yeah, it's okay. So that's it. This is how I handle the error in Rust. If you have any better better method, please do share with me. Thank you. See you again very soon in our next video.